The night before our 25th anniversary dinner, I laid my husband's secret divorce plan on this table in this room and whispered, "So this is what the party is really for." The printout in front of me shows my husband's plan in cold black letters. "I'm Thelma. I make quiet safety plans. In this room, at this table, I let my hands shake before my mind does its work. My friend Jade sits in this chair beside me, her tea going cold. He really wrote it all out?" she says softly. I nod. "Lawyer, party, speech, papers at the door." I tap the corner of the page. "He thinks I will walk into that hotel, smile for the crowd, and let shame sign for me." I look up at her. "We are not doing that. It started last week, right here at this table, with my mother-in-law's little visit. She came in with a cake box and a frozen smile. 'Big anniversary, Thelma,' she said, patting this table like it was hers. 'You must be so excited about the new plans.'" New plans. I thought she meant the party. Then she asked, "You still keep the condo papers in the safe, right? Just in case something happens." She tried to sound kind. My stomach tightened. My parents bought this place for me before I married Ron. He moved in later with one suitcase and a big smile. Lately, his smile has looked like someone planning a sale. That same night, I heard him on the phone just outside this room, voice low, trying to whisper. "Mom, the lawyer says she can sign the waiver after the speech," he said. "If we do it in front of everyone, she will not dare make a scene." I sat very still in this chair, staring at this table so my face would not tell on me if he walked in. My heart pounded, but my mind took notes. Lawyer, waiver, public pressure. When he finally came in, he kissed my cheek. "Big surprise coming?" he said. "You'll never forget it." I believed that part. The next morning, his phone buzzed on this table while he was in the shower. I did not go looking. The message arrived in front of me. A woman's name at the top, with a small heart. "Can't wait to see our future home," she wrote. "After the big announcement, we can start our life. Did your lawyer say she'll give up the condo?" My breath caught. Our future home. Give up the condo. I took a photo of the screen with my own phone, hands shaking, then set his phone back down where he left it. I did not throw anything. I did not scream. I made tea and waited for Jade. Now Jade leans over this table, reading Ron's search history that I printed from his laptop. "How to evict spouse from shared condo," she reads. "How to make wife sign property waiver," she reads. "Can wife get half if parents paid?" My lips pressed together. "He forgot one search," I say quietly. "Can a man be this foolish and still think he is smart?" Jade snorts. He also searched, "How much is Watergate ballroom deposit?" She adds. "He is spending your joint savings to throw his own little show." I nod. He thinks I am the one who will be surprised. Jade puts her hand on mine across this table. "What do you want, Thelma?" she asks. Not, "What does he want?" Not, "What does his mother want?" What do I want? I look at the papers. "I want to keep the home my parents paid for," I say slowly. "I want out of a marriage that uses me like a bank card and a background prop. And I want to leave this chair with my head up, not crumpled." Jade nods. "Then we do not chase him," she says. "We protect you." Her words settle in this room like a new rule. We start with simple questions at this table. "Whose name is on the condo now?" Jade asks. "The deed shows both of us," I answer. "But my parents wired the money before the wedding. I remember signing something with a lawyer back then, in my maiden name. Jade's eyes sharpen. So maybe you owned it first and added him later, she says. That matters. We write a short list on a notepad. 1. Find the old condo papers. 2. Talk to a neutral lawyer who is not his friend. 3. Move half the joint savings to my own account. 4. Say nothing to him about any of this yet. By the time the sun shifts on this table, my shoulders feel a little less heavy. He plans to use surprise, I say. So we will use time. Jade nods. He plans to use a crowd, she adds. So we will use this quiet room. I think of the young woman at the jewelry counter Jade told me about, laughing at some private joke with Ron, hand on his arm. My chest aches, but the hurt now has shape. He is not planning a breakup talk, I say. He is planning a show. I will not be his sad scene. The words sound strange coming out of my mouth, stronger than I feel. But I leave them on this table like small stones. The next day, I come back to this room with a thin folder from the old real estate lawyer. My hands tremble as I set it on this table and open it. There it is in clear print. My parents' names, my name alone, and the words, gift before marriage. 2 months later, a short form where Ron was added for convenience. I laugh, a tired little sound. They meant convenient for bills. I tell Jade on the phone, not convenient for throwing me out. Jade laughs too, then turns serious. Make copies, she says. 1 for your new lawyer, 1 for a trusted friend, 1 in a safe place. Do not keep the only copy where he can grab it. In this room that evening, I spread everything on this table. The condo papers, the printed texts from the other woman, the bank statements showing big charges for hotels and jewelry I never saw, my phone with a short list from the lawyer I met on my lunch break. You are not helpless, she told me. You are early. That is good. She said I could move half the joint savings to my own account, as long as I told the court later. She said no one could force me to sign away my share of the condo. But the scene at the party, I had whispered. He plans to shame me. She just smiled. Only if you stand where he wants you, she answered. Now, at this table, Jade and I practice a tiny script, the way you might practice emergency steps before a fire. First line, she says. What will you say if he starts his speech? My heart races just thinking about it. I might not be able to speak, I admit. Then we keep it very short, Jade answers. I breathe in. If he tries it, I say, I will stand, take the microphone and say, I will discuss legal matters in private, not at this party. Jade nods. Good. That sentence turns the light away from you and onto his behavior. We write it on a small card and leave it on this table. Second line, Jade says. When will you leave? I close my eyes and picture the hotel room, the chandeliers, the faces. As soon as he says the word divorce in front of people, I answer, I will not stay to listen to lies. Jade smiles. So your second line can be, I am leaving this event now. We add it to the card. Third line, you will hear from my lawyer. 3 simple sentences. I say them out loud in this room, again and again, until my tongue knows where to go, even if my knees shake. The card waits on this table like a tiny shield. There is one more piece I have not told anyone yet. I reach into the folder and pull out a thin letter with a strange stamp. What is that? Jade asks over the speaker on my phone, her voice small in this room. My aunt's last gift, I say. She passed last month. I thought I would tell Ron at the party and we would plan together. Instead, I slide the letter across this table. It says I now own a small flat in another city and have some savings in my own name. Not millions, but enough to live without begging. So you have a soft landing, Jade says. I nod. I have a way to leave, not just a reason. We decide, at this table, that Ron never needs to know the numbers before the judge does. He thinks you cannot survive without him, Jade says. Let the truth surprise him, not your fear. I write another small rule on a new page. I will not tell a person who plans to harm me how much money I have. The sentence looks almost silly in ink, like a rule a child might write. But I have broken it for years. I told Ron everything. He used our money on his secret life. Now I keep some things back, not as revenge, but as offense. The night before the party, Ron comes into this room in his good shirt, smelling of cologne I don't recognize. He leans on this table like a host before a show. Big day tomorrow, he says. You'll wear that silver dress I like, right? We need to look perfect. I look at him and see two men at once, the boy I loved and the planner who typed, "How to kick wife out," in a search bar. I will wear what lets me move fast, I answer. He laughs, thinking it is a joke. Don't worry, he says. Tomorrow will change everything. After he leaves, I place my safety folder in my bag and rest my hands flat on this table until they stop shaking. We do not show the party in this story. That happens somewhere else. What matters is what we decide in this room. When I come back hours later, heels in my hand, silence heavy, I sit in this chair and put the folder back on this table. The tiny card with my 3 sentences lies beside it. I used them. I thought my voice would fail, but it did not. I did not shout. I did not cry in front of his crowd. I said, I will discuss legal matters in private, not at this party. I said, I am leaving this event now. I said, you will hear from my lawyer. Then I walked out. My legs felt like they belonged to someone else, but they carried me here. Weeks later, after the court hearing, we sit in this room again, Jade on one side, my new lawyer on the other. The judge's words still ring in my ears, but now they bounce off these walls. The condo was a gift to Mrs. Thelma before the marriage, she said. It remains hers. Ron's debts for hotel rooms and secret gifts were ruled his alone. Our small cabin will be sold and split. The car, too. No one called me confused. No one took my pens away. The law did not give me back the 25 years I spent smoothing his path. It did give me my home and my name on every page that mattered. How do you feel? Jade asks now, fingers tracing a ring mark on this table from a long ago cup. I search for a word that is not broken and not victorious. Light, I say at last. Not happy. Not yet. But lighter. The lawyer nods. You did the hardest work before you ever came to court, she says. You woke up to the plan while it was still in drafts. I look around this room. The same table, the same chair, different woman. The safety folder now holds copies of the judgment, the deed, and a list of my own rules. It is not a secret weapon anymore. It is just my file. I keep the folder in a drawer near this table now, not because I expect another attack, but because it reminds me of what I can do in this room. If a niece, a neighbor, or a friend ever knocks on my door with shaking hands and folded papers, I know what to pull out. A clean sheet, a pen, 3 questions. Whose name is on the thing they want you to sign away? What money has already left you without your full yes? Who gets angry when you ask for time and a neutral helper? We can sit here, in this room, and write answers slow. If you were in this chair across from me now, I would slide a blank page onto this table and hand you the pen. We would not start with revenge. We would start with safety. We would list what is yours, what is shared, and what someone else only dreams of taking. Then we would write your own 3 sentences, in your own words. I will not sign under pressure. I will not talk about legal things at a party. You will hear from my helper who knows the law. Your voice might shake the first time. That is fine. In this room, at this table, we can practice until the words feel like a door you know how to close.